What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Wyatt back at it again with another Pokemon VGC video. Today we're going to be talking about some of the news we got from the Pokemon World Championship. I was actually at the Pokemon World Championship in Anaheim, and we got a lot of news about champions. Now, I'm back home and I wanted to record this video as soon as possible to talk about that news. That being said, let's hop right into it. Okay, so here we are on the Pokemon Champions website, and there's a bunch of new updates on here that we need to talk about, and there needs to be some sort of news made on it so that everyone can see it. Okay, so the first thing, again, everything's pretty similar. Here's the new trailer. I'm not going to show it because I don't want the video to be copyrighted or anything like that, but I'll have a link to the website in the description down below, so go check that out if you do want to check that out for yourself. Okay, so this is the first bit of new news. So of course we have the player characters here. We don't know if there's gonna be customization or not yet. Presumably there will be, but we don't know for sure. But what we have is cross-platform battles. So it's not just familiar mechanics. You'll be able to bring Pokemon in from Pokemon Home too. Look forward to cross-platform battles alongside your favorite Pokemon on Nintendo Switch systems and mobile devices with a variety of different modes. This has caused a lot of concern. People are concerned that VGC is going to be played on mobile devices. I highly doubt that's the case. I feel that it's quite likely in order for you to compete in a large VGC event, you will be required to use the Nintendo Switch system. I do think that mobile will probably be used to get casual players into the game. And I think laddering on the ranked ladder might be more important, and mobile players might be using that more so than anything else. The other thing is Pokemon Champions will be the VGC software used for Worlds 2026. The way this sounded is that Pokemon Champions is going to be the main way we play VGC moving forward during Ishihara's presentation. It does have more to say here. So starting in 2026, Pokemon Champions will be used as the VGC software for the Pokemon World Championships and the Championship Series events leading up to Worlds. Pokemon can be brought from Pokemon Home into Pokemon Champions to assemble powerful teams. Cross-platform support will also permit players to compete on either Nintendo Switch system or mobile devices. Note, in certain regions, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet may be used for Championship Series events. So this is really interesting. This does make it sound like you will be able to use your mobile devices in the Pokemon Championship Series, but I am interested to see how that works. Obviously, I think the game will function differently between mobile and Switch. If there's cross-platform battles, then that's awesome. That's great to see. But yeah, this does say starting in 2026, so this upcoming season, we will be using Pokemon Champions. And this is pretty vague. It doesn't say, we're gonna be using Champions forever, which I doubt it. I'm sure at some point we'll get an update to Champions, or maybe a Champions 2 or something like that, maybe 4, 5, 6, 10 years down the road, who knows. But I think for the foreseeable future, it's likely that whenever a new Pokemon game comes out, whatever new Pokemon it adds will be added to Pokemon Home, thus being added to Pokemon Champions, and that will be sort of how we have the main Pokemon competitive series moving forward. And that's very big news to have confirmed. Everyone sort of thought this was going to be the case, but it's just incredible to see that happen. That being said, I do hope these main characters are customizable, because if we're playing on this game for the next decade, I don't want to be looking at this guy forever, you know what I mean? So yeah, that being said, we will move on to the next bit of news. Again, this was all covered in my last video, just about Pokemon Champions. So if you haven't seen all this and you want sort of an understanding of what all this is, go watch my last video. That'll help you out with all of that. Okay, so Master Mega Evolution in ranked battles. Under the first set of rules for ranked battles held in Pokemon Champions, Pokemon will be able to undergo Mega Evolution. Get ready for intense battles between Mega Evolved Pokemon. So the first regulation of the competitive series of 2026 on Pokemon Champions has been confirmed to introduce Mega Evolutions. We don't know if this is solely Mega Evolutions or if it'll be Mega Evolutions and Terra types. We don't know. We'll get more into that in a minute here, but this is big. Basically saying we will be playing Pokemon Champions for Worlds 2026 can mean two things. I think a lot of people were expecting Pokemon Champions to drop early January, meaning that we will switch from Scarlet Violet after this rerun of Regulation H onto Pokemon Champions for the first for basically the format of EUIC, and then we'll be on the second format for NAIC and Worlds, because those two are often played on the same format. If that is not the case, then it seems like we won't be playing Champions till at least the NAIC/Worlds format, which will be big. I think I would like them to roll this out as soon as possible. I think playing with champions and getting used to that game is going to be very important. And then also a lot of players are not familiar with Mega Evolutions. I want you to know Mega Evolution is a decade-old mechanic. I started playing Pokemon VGC about a year ago now. Baltimore was my first ever event, and I've only played with Terras competitively. I've played all the Pokemon games. However, in VGC, I have a lot of old head friends that are playing the game, and we've played some 2018 when that came to Showdown Ladder, and I was like, this is just a different game. Mega Evolution is so interesting. The reason I think it's such a beloved mechanic is because, like formats with restricted Pokemon, which are formats that I personally prefer so far, I've played 1 year. I've played one non-restricted format with no legendaries, one single restricted, and one double restricted. I prefer formats with restricted Pokemon. I think they're more enjoyable to build around because you have your center piece of the team and then all of the support. And then when you think about matchups, you only have to think typically about your opponent's center piece. Whereas formats like Regulation H are very hard to sort of think about because you could play anything. And I think it's very hard, at least for players to, at least for me and the way my mind works, I definitely think I perform better in those restricted formats. And Mega Evolution is a format that I think will somewhat be like that. I think the way teams are built, while they are a lower power level, the Mega Evolution on those teams or the Mega Evolutions available to those teams will be sort of how archetypes are formed in that competitive sphere. And I think that is very cool moving forward. If there's any old heads in the comments, please let me know what your thoughts are on Mega Evolution. I'm very curious. It seems like a lot of the community that was playing when Mega Evolution was around are somewhat split on it. Whether they really enjoy it or they don't like it is yet to be seen. So let me know in the comments what you think. I'm very excited for that. But let's move on to the next thing. This is the Omni Ring. The Omni Ring, a battle essential. This is what tells us we are playing champions for VGC for a very long time. The protagonist of this title wears a device called an Omni Ring, an item necessary for Mega Evolution. It is similar to Mega Rings in the Pokemon video game series. Other special features may be added to the Omni Ring in the future. Research has been conducted to make the Omni Ring capable of drawing out a variety of Pokemon capabilities. The Omni Ring is what is going to change VGC forever, guys. This item means we will be playing on champions for as long as we can see. We can see here Mega Evolution, but that's not the one that's on the top. The one that's on the top is the Z Crystal icon, right? The Z Crystal is from Pokemon Sun and Moon. It is basically a nuke button, an item you can give your Pokemon to give them an insanely powerful one-time move. And that is also on here, right? So of course we're going to be playing with Z moves again in the future. And then you can sort of see it down here. This is actually the Terra symbol right here. So we will have access to Mega Evolution, Z moves, and Terras. And then on the side here, it's sort of poking out. This is either a hint of whatever the Gen 10 mechanic is, or more likely this is the Dynamax logo. However, whatever mechanics we get in the future of Pokemon can easily be added to this ring, and then will let us use that mechanic in Pokemon Champions, meaning not only does this item single-handedly affect Pokemon VGC moving forever, this item affects Pokemon forever. From now on, starting in Gen 10, I highly doubt we will see Pokemon the same. I think battling will be different. I think like ZA is a perfect way to look at it. In Anaheim, they announced the ZA will have online multiplayer, but it'll be much different. It'll be somewhat akin to a fighting game. It looks very interesting, very fun. And I think moving forward, we will see different things like that for the way Pokemon plays. However, I think Pokemon knows what they have with competitive Pokemon is so unique and so interesting. It will probably just be on champions, and that you will move Pokemon from your newest game that has different battling styles, different battling mechanics, whatever they want to do, into Pokemon Home, and then you will have access to your Pokemon Home through Pokemon Champions, and that is how you will play the game. And I just think this is so crazy, and the Omni Ring is the key to all of this, and I just think Pokemon really cooked here. And the last bit of information we got from the closing ceremony of the Pokemon World Championship is that Dragonite, Mega Dragonite specifically, is coming to Pokemon Champions. Mega Dragonite is a Pokemon that is newly discovered in Pokemon Legends ZA, and it will be in Champions for that first season. And this is really cool. I think what this means is the new Pokemon that get Mega Evolutions in Pokemon Legends ZA will be available in Champions early. And we will, by this time next year, we'll be playing with Mega Evolutions, guys. We'll have had a World Championship with Mega Evolutions allowed. That is so awesome to me. On a game that looks like it is built for competitive Pokemon, which is just so exciting. Additionally, I'm sure I'll have another video coming out somewhat soon, but it says find out soon what kind of battle style Mega Dragonite will have in Pokemon Champions. Because Pokemon do not have abilities in Legends ZA, and stats work differently, we don't know exactly how that will look for Mega Dragonite. I think most people are predicting this Pokemon to have Aerolate as its ability, which is an ability that is currently exclusive to Mega Salamence, but it turns normal type moves into flying type moves, giving a stab. Dragonite is known for its extreme speed attack. It is one of its strongest attacks in Pokemon VGC, and Dragonite is one of the strongest users of it. And so making that a stab type flying move while giving it more physical attack, as well as hopefully some more bulk, because extreme speed doesn't really need speed, because it always moves first, is sort of, I think, one of the best things they can do for Dragonite. The thing is, Aerolate would not make up for the damage of like Choice Band Extreme Speed Dragonite. However, it does give it some more versatility in the ability to use different moves. And it also depends on the stat distribution, right? Like if Dragonite gets like 100 more physical attack, then that will, you know, add up with that Mega Evolution Aerolate, right? So that being said, that is all the news we have for Pokemon Champions. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and comment down below what you're most excited for Pokemon Champions. I'm so excited for this game. I'm so excited to make content about this game. And go follow my Twitch. I'll have a link in the description down below. I'm going to be streaming a couple of upcoming Limitless tours, as well as just I stream somewhat frequently on there. I also have my Twitter in the description down below, so you can follow me and just watch me yap. So yeah, I love Pokemon, and thank you guys so much for watching.